All set? All set?
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to call the
Town of Washington ZBA meeting for January 20th, 2026 to order. We have a quorum this evening.
A couple of things
on the calendar. First, we'll look at and approve the minutes from last month's meeting. We do have a public hearing scheduled for Moran, 452 Hibernia Road, seeking special permit and a couple of variances. And we also have a new appeal submitted by Alan Rapplier as attorney on behalf of the Cornell family regarding to the Yadgard pool.
Let's do
the minutes first. Did everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes from last month's meeting? Anybody have any changes, additions, or modifications? I think the only thing that Lisa and I talked about was you were going to fix the date
Yes,
at the very end for the next meeting.
Given
that change, I would make a motion that we approve the minutes.
And second it.
And second it, all in favor? Okay, motion carried. All right,
Come on up.
why don't you come on up? Peter, right?
Yep. This is
This is scheduled for a public hearing, but if you could,
give an
give an overview to the board members of what you're trying to do and what your relief is.
Mr. Moran wants a front porch, and basically it encroaches on the side setback. Well, the whole house is kind of into the side setback.
Yeah, it looks like
It looks like the house straddles the town of Washington and town of Clinton town
That as
line.
well, but the main point was the setback on the what's that, the
Yep,
east side.
yep, east side.
So where the way the front porch shuts out, it just continues the same line as the house.
You're judging
So-
from the application and documents I read. You're proposing to put
a front
a front porch
on the front of the house.
on the front of the house, but it would be entirely within the town of Washington. The porch is not going to be straddling into Clinton at all.
Actually, yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Yeah, because that wing of the house is on the Clinton side. But I did, as I said in the last meeting, I approached Clinton first about a building permit for this, and they said, no, that's Salt Point.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, if the porch snuck over on that line, I think it'd be a different story, but everything's going to be entirely within the town of Washington, the way I interpret the application. And it looks like the correct distance the porch is going to be from the easterly line is 61.1 feet, whereas the code requires a 75-foot setback, so you're going to need a variance of 13.9 feet, the way I look at it. You're also increasing the coverage.
It's a non-conforming
non-conforming lot. You can increase it up to 25%, but your addition's only going to be 13%.
If we do
give you a special permit, you're going to have to go to planning board for the site plan approval.
I don't have any
other questions. Alex, Ann, Alex, do you guys have any questions or concerns you'd like to discuss?
No. We're neighbors. Did you contact them that you're coming in to
Yeah.
get a variance?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have that?
Yeah.
And you have
I
that?
gave
All right.
them all the addresses.
Okay. Other than that, I have no other questions.
Good point.
No questions.
It is scheduled for a public hearing.
It is scheduled for a public hearing. I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing.
I second the motion.
Seconded by Alex. All in
Seconded
favor?
by Alex, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody here that would like to speak for or against this application?
We'll rush up and
We'll rush up at once.
There being no one,
There being no one,
Close the
I make a
public
motion to
hearing.
close the public hearing.
Second.
seconded by
Second.
Annie.
Seconded by
All
Annie.
in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Last meeting.
Last meeting, we did seeker already. Because their variance is requested.
Type 2 action.
It's a type 2 action, so we don't have to do any further environmental review. Even though this is within 500 feet
Town.
of another town,
We generally would
circulate to the county, but we don't have to
because of that
because of that reciprocal agreement with the county.
I I don't have any further questions.
I don't have any further questions or anything. I think what we could do is maybe take these things one at a time.
I would make a motion.
I would make a motion
That we grant a
that we
special
grant a
permit
special permit
to the applicant,
to the applicant
so that
the proposed covered porch of 314 square feet
be allowed.
be allowed.
Increase the
It would increase the size of the house by 13%,
But it would be less than.
but it would be less than a 25% threshold.
So I would make a motion.
So I would make a motion that we grant the special permit on the condition that the applicant also go to planning board for the site plan review.
Anybody want to second that?
Anybody want to second that?
Second by Annie.
Second by Annie.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next, I would make a
Next,
motion.
I would make a motion
grant
to
a side
grant
yard
a
setback
side yard setback
of
of 13.9 feet. It would be on the easterly side of the proposed porch.
That's for the side yard setback.
That's for the side yard setback.
I failed to see
I
that.
failed to see that there would be any type of material change to the neighborhood. I don't think it would adversely affect the neighborhood. I don't see any environmental concerns, even though this is a type 2.
I don't see where it was going to.
I don't see where it was going to change the character in the neighborhood, so I would make a motion that we grant that 13.9-foot side yard setback.
I second.
And second it.
And second it,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Lastly.
Lastly,
Make a motion.
I would make a motion that we
Grant the applicant.
grant the applicant
An increase in the
an
bulk
increase in the bulk
within the
reduced east side
side yard property line.
side yard property line.
Basically what he's doing is.
Basically, what he's doing is he's increasing the
over on
bulk
that side.
over on
He
that
needs a
side.
variance for
He needs a
that.
variance for that.
The variance would be.
The variance would be,
To increase.
to increase the bulk within the reduced eastern side yard setback.
Again,
looking at the criteria in the code, I don't see
that
that this would be
any change in the character.
any
of the
change in the
neighborhood.
character of the neighborhood.
Any
I
detriment
don't
to the
see any
neighborhood.
detriment to the neighborhood.
Even though that's
Self-imposed hardship,
Not,
I don't, that's not determinative in
particular
this
situation.
particular
So
situation.
based upon those grounds.
So
I would
based
make
upon those grounds, I would make a
grant the
motion that we
variance to
grant the
increase the
variance to increase the bulk.
Second.
And
Second.
second it. All in
And
favor?
second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Go to the planning board, will you?
Go to the planning board, will you?
So when I'm going to planning, I'm going to planning for
Site plan.
what?
Site plan.
Site plan? That's it?
Yep. Yep.
Good luck, thanks for coming out.
Good luck, thanks for coming out.
Stay warm.
Yep.
Next
Next and last item on the agenda, we've received a new appeal
from the Cornell family.
from the Cornell family regarding
Determination.
a determination made by the building inspector who issued a building permit for a pool and related improvements on the Adgard property.
This appeal
relates to determinations of November 5th and December 10th of 2025.
Mr. Rapley, I
Mr. Rapley, I assume you're here for that application. Why don't you come on up?
Take care, Peter.
Take care, Peter.
I'm sure you're all about as happy to see me as I am you. So, we'll get that out of the way.
Let's see.
I'm looking at
a letter dated December 15, 2025 that you sent in. That's the appeal we're talking about, is that right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's, I think it was just, the town clerk may have not changed the, her date stamp. It was December 15th, but I think Miss Brady dated it, she received it October 15th.
Oh.
It was December 15th.
Okay.
So it really relates to two issues. The board had disposed of one of the issues last time. It's the screening and the equipment. And this application's been here a long time, dating back to 2005. 2022. And in part of the process, you folks had to balance a lot of factors. But all the relief that the variant, that the Yadgars applied for was given. And it was given, I think, in exchange for, they agreed to do three things. One is they made the pool smaller, which the board noted. The second thing is they promised some screening, new screening, not what was there now, and that's all over your records. And they also removed the variance from the side yard. And those were accommodations to the Cornells. And frankly, since that's happened, is they've sort of nibbled away at two of the three things that were given to us. Sort of accommodations to be less impactful on the neighbors. Before I dive into that, when I was last here, there was a lot of discussion about where the fence ought to be. You did direct that it be moved within the property and it be smaller, 4 feet. We're happy with that. Then the issue became you referred it to Mr. Ialongo for an interpretation, probably not the right word. His view of whether or not a variance would be needed to put the equipment in the shed, which itself is well within the setback. In addition, although I didn't quite understand this, him to look at the screening. The board itself determined that there would be new screening that would mitigate the impact of the pool. I don't understand what Mr. Ialongo even determined when I read the determinations. So, in that regard, I do believe the most appropriate thing to do this evening is to get records from him, which I've been trying to do. So,
Record from the building department?
Record from the building department?
correct.
I see
Two determination letters that were attached to your appeal. One's
right.
November 5th and December 10th. There's more than that that we should be looking
I
at?
don't know because I can't get records.
Oh.
So on December 10th, I sent Mr. Ialongo an email. I copied counsel and Mr. Yadgard and the chairman of the ZBA. Ask him, can you please provide us the updated screening plan that he's referring to? Because that determination, that first determination that Mr. Ialongo issued, he said a few things. He said the applicant has agreed to relocate the fence further onto the property at the complainant's request. Well, they're not complainants, but there's no violations, but it wasn't, the applicant didn't agree to do it. It's one of the things the board said you need to do to lessen the impact on the Cornells. And then he refers to an updated screening plan that keeps the existing foliage in place and no removal required. What's not clear is there any other screening? And that's what I asked him on December 10th. For whatever that updated screening plan is, could he please provide it? I haven't been successful in trying to get it. That was December 10th. On January 12th, realized Jonathan is probably busy. I submitted a FOIL request asking for communications, all the screening plans, and also where's the propane tank gonna go? Because that would mean something since it's going to be fueled by propane and it is going to emit fumes. It has to be ventilated according to Mr. Ialongo. Ms. Briggs did reply to the FOIL that, it's been received. I haven't had any luck getting any other information from the building department.
Is the propane tank for the pool?
It says it's going to be heated by propane.
Okay.
I don't know where it is.
No, I know you don't know where. No, I know you don't know where it is. I
think it is.
Okay.
So,
It's not off
So-
of like. It's not off of like domestic propane or anything like that.
honestly,
Anything like that. Okay.
well, there may be a propane tank elsewhere
Right,
somewhere.
right.
It's
That they're
possible.
doing this off of.
It's
Okay.
possible. But, I guess to start with, I'm saying is, I can't make a full record because I don't have records. All I can do is ask for them either in an email. I realize that there's greater formality at times that's required, hence the FOIL request. And I don't have any, so And I fully understand what happens. The board meets once a month, perhaps twice a month. It asks the building inspector, zoning administrator, can you do this? Keep in mind, the folks, whether it be the Cornells or Yadgars, are gonna live with this every day. So it may seem a bit tedious, and in fact it is. But these conditions are really important. So, I think it's the middle of winter, they're not gonna build the pool in January or February. What I'd like is, if we can maybe get the records and we can all look at the same thing. Then we can intelligently decide, the board will make the decision about these issues on appeal. But as it is, I don't have responsive records, so I don't know what the so-called updated screening plan is. I have no idea what it is. He then goes into the issue of the shed, indicates as long as there's minimum distances. It's pretty hard to tell exactly what, to be frank, exactly how I'm appealing this, because I don't have the records.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
Regarding, okay, I get the screening plan business, and upon information belief, I think, the Yadgars, sorry, I don't want to get the Yadgars mixed up. The Yadgars submitted a screening plan, an updated screening plan, either recently, maybe it was today, or was it today or in the last few days. So that's my understanding about the screening plan.
I haven't seen it.
But said, yeah, it just came in, so that's the reason why you haven't gotten anything, because quite frankly, I don't think they submitted it.
Well, then how could he be referring to the updated screening plan?
I don't know, there's clearly some confusion.
Exactly.
Well, fortunately, the ZBA will swear it out. But setting that aside,
Yep.
what I want to focus more on is in terms of the shed, with the equipment in the shed, is there any documents regarding that you believe you haven't got as requesting the shed itself, not the screening plan, because that I agree, I understand. Or is it just a legal question at this point on the determination on the shed?
I think, Kyle, on the December 10th, 2025 determination that Mr. Alago made, sort of towards the bottom, he says, as such, as long as the minimum of 6 inches is maintained on all sides of the equipment from combustibles, no alterations would need to be made to the size of the shed, blah, 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 blah. There's no measurements for the shed. There's no measurements for anything. He's essentially saying, as long as you do this, that'll work. Has he not looked at what's been spec'd? The Yadgars gave us the specs for the equipment, and I gave them to the ZBA. I said, this is the stuff he's building.
Okay, but unlike with this, where we didn't get something, this is more of an issue of, did he do an adequate, question is, did he do an adequate investigation? And whether he did or he didn't, and the second piece, is he correctly interpreting the second?
That's correct, the second piece, for sure.
That's what I think. All right, cool, thanks. Sorry for the-
No trouble. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not sure how I go forward when they are, I think, reasonable requests. And I realize he just is probably busy with other stuff, and apparently something just came in, which nobody has. In an ideal world, right, you'd have a screening plan. You'd have the fence, we would put it within the property, it's 4 feet tall. You'd have a design, this is what we're gonna plant, when we're gonna plant it. This is how it will screen. Then everybody knows what's being built. Everybody knows, okay, if that's what's built, great, no complaints. The shed is a different issue. Very briefly on the shed, look, in 2023, when they submitted the new application, they said, I'm looking at Mr. Mackey's letter at the time, the installation of the pool mechanicals will be adjacent to the house as shown on the site plan, including in the application. Okay. They withdrew that. When they withdrew it. this is, it's all over the board's resolution too about that. In the transcripts of the proceedings, the chair correctly said the applicant was looking for a variance for the side yard, for the pool equipment. And in order to mitigate what he was looking for, he withdrew the variance request. So we're only looking at the front yard rear light. That happened. And then what happened was, when you gave him everything he wanted, he came back with a design that put it right back where we were talking about, which he had withdrawn. And his solution to that was, we'll stick it in the shed. Guys, he has plenty of room on his property. And so if the theory is you can put anything you want in a shed, well, the Cornells have a shed, they ought to make a guest house out of it. It's in the setback too. What's the difference? Either way, both of them are not being used in the manner they were used before. And I'd suggest to the board, if you're going to allow people to change what they're doing in structures within the setback, as harmless as folks may think it may be, and I don't agree with that it is. How is it fair to come to a board, submit an application to be in the setback, withdraw it, the board rely on that, then try to do it again, but even closer to the neighbor, where there will be fumes, water, power, electric. I don't know about where this propane tank's going. I can argue the legal side of it, but just the practical side of it. So what's next? The Cornells said we want to put a guest house in our shed. And that's not. I hope the board isn't setting that precedent. Well, come on, it's harmless. It's not harmless. The yard guards have plenty of room outside the setback to put these things. They're the ones that want the pool. Just have them put them in another location. And I'm reading what was read and what was said.
All right.
So what I'd like to do is hopefully get some records from Mr. Ilondo and see you good people in February.
All right, what I propose we do is we can have Lisa reach out to the building inspector and have him supply us, and also Mr. Rappelier and Kyle, with a copy of the newest screening plan that must have just come in. We're gonna need to take a look at that. And plus any other documents he may have been relying upon when he did his two memorandums. One's November 5th of 2025, the other one's December 10th, 2025. Asking for any other records that he may have been looking at to review those, and schedule this matter for a public hearing on February. How's that sound? Anybody have any thoughts?
No, that's it's a perfect plan.
Can I show you one other thing, Frank? In early January, I also sent to Jonathan, I wanted him to see a picture of, this is kind of what the boundary looks like, and you can see the construction fencing. To try to show, look, it's not completely screened.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't impressed with that. That's orange construction fences.
I'm not trying to-
Put a stockade fence there, you won't notice it.
No. My point is that if it's gonna be screened, you wouldn't see the fence. That's all I was pointing out. I wasn't critiquing the color of the fence.
Well, an orange fence is gonna stick out a lot more than a brown stockade fence.
You know, well, Frank, if it's screened, it's not gonna stick out at all. And in fact, if you look at
This is taken from the Cornells?
Cornells.
I think over behind their garage, I think that's where you'd be standing.
I didn't
on their
take it, so I
property.
don't know exactly where. But it's interesting. But it's interesting, because if you look closely at one of the screening plans, let me just put it back where it was. One of the plans of the pool, there's a few of them. Noticed this morning. There is screening, and that's not there. I don't know if that's what was being proposed, but this did not come from us. That's not there now. So, I don't know.
But they're not done with,
I don't know
but they're
what-
not done with construction. I mean, the last thing you're gonna do is put in the planting.
That's not the current. I don't
Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm pointing out, Kyle, this screening's not there now. This right here. this right
It's
here.
not there now. Yeah, it's not there now, correct. It's- I think it's proposed.
Correct. So,
How does the code define shed also? Because shed is for storage of equipment and, because you're asking,
Good question.
you're asking a question about, well, why not put a guest house in the garage? Because we know that requires a special use permit.
I don't know, does
Right,
it?
but
I don't know, does it?
Yeah, it does. So I don't know that a shed with equipment in it requires a special use permit. I don't know how we define. I mean, that would be part of my question.
So a storage shed is a structure which is an accessory to a residential building and which is used for the storage of household items, equipment, machinery, and similar personal property customarily used or owned by homeowners in connection with the use, operation, and maintenance of residence.
Not pools, though. Not pools, though.
That's good. I'm not gonna debate it, but pools are considered an accessory use to a residence, so I mean, I think it's part of it. In any event, I think the chair's right. We're gonna set this down for a hearing. We gotta make sure we get all the documents. If there's anything else that Mr. Yolanda looked at in terms of the shed, certainly that's the case.
Yep.
I don't know if he did. Obviously, there's an updated screening plan. I don't know if Mr. Alongo has accepted the updated screening plan as satisfaction to his, for his purposes. So
Yep.
we gotta get an answer on that.
Yep.
But I think the chair's correct. The other thing, just to remind the chair, as we discussed, we do need to start doing escrow on these matters.
Yep.
So, at least from our perspective, for consultants
The
review.
application would be from the Cornells, so the Cornells would be paying escrow.
Correct.
I'd have to defer to
council for an approximate amount, or what you think the amount should be set for, because a lot of this, I think, is gonna probably be legal, more so than our CBA consultants.
Given the history of the matter and the level of work involved, I think 1,500 is sufficient for now.
Okay.
Shoot me an email.
Of course.
All right.
I
probably should put this
in the form of a motion. This is our first appearance, so I would make a motion that we accept the application submitted by Mr. Rapley on behalf of his clients, James and Leah Cornell, regarding the Yadgard pool matter, that we schedule this matter for a public hearing in February at our usual meeting, that Lisa reach out to the building inspector and ask him to supply not only us, but our attorney and Mr. Raplier with a copy of any new screening plans that he may have received, plus any other documents that he may have reviewed on this matter since November 5th, 2025.
And also
that the applicant
pay an escrow
pay an escrow
at the initial
amount of $1,500 as recommended by council.
It's a long motion, but
It's a long motion, but that's it.
I second the motion.
Alex, second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
you understand what I'm looking
You understand what I'm looking for, Lisa? To
Yeah.
reach out to Jonathan?
What's the date?
Yep.
What's the date? What's the February meeting?
17th.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. All right. If you can hang around for a second. I wanted to do a quick attorney-client meeting with Kyle on another issue that has popped up in my head.
Oh, we gotta turn these off.
Oh, we gotta turn these off. Oh, wait a minute.
Do we have to leave?
Do we have to leave
For attorney-client.
for attorney-client? Do we have to leave the recording on? No. So I thought.